pattern that always plays a role in such affairs. But again, it depends on your earnestness and your standing with Allah also. If your standing with Allah is very close and your earnestness is impelling, then your prayer may produce some favorable effect, even in cases which are otherwise hopeless. So you must continue to pray for such people, but don't say janaza prayer officially, and there too there are exceptions which are made. And according to the recent recommendation received by me on this issue by Ahmadi scholars whom I told to work on this, I can say that the previous notion that nobody can ever say the janaza prayer of such people has proved to be wrong. It is proved that the Jamaat can take a decision according to the circumstances to say the janaza prayer of such people, but it should not be done in a manner as to give the impression, to create the impression that their act is condoned. It should not be encouraged. It should not be promoted to crime. But in a subdued tone, in a manner which is just a manner of fulfilling your responsibility and duty towards a dead person, in a low tone this can be done. But it should be done by the Jamaat. And in one case here also, in the light of that recommendation, I informed Amir Sahib to go about it, and think the janaza was said of such a person. It was in Huddersfield, it took place and the janaza was said. So remember that we must condemn this act very strongly. We must take all measures to enlighten people on this issue. The basic issue is that of murder, in fact. You can't take life. That is the issue. Life of others is a murder, so also your own life. You can't take life. Why not? Because you are not the creator of life and you are not the possessor of life. Life belongs to God. So He has the right to give you permission under circumstances to take life. And beyond that it is murder. So murder is extremely bad, whether somebody else is murdered or you murder yourself. So that is the heinousness of this crime. So sometimes you pray for the murderers as well. So this is a self-murderer for whom you can pray, of course. Right. Next, please. The second question. So after this is Raja Sahib's turn, then will come your turn. Yes, please.
This lady says that there are some non-believers, atheists, who claim they see true visions and dreams from God, calling them towards the Christian faith. She says she knows of one lady who is very virtuous and who claims that she saw several visions of Prophet Jesus, peace be on him, calling her to Christianity.
Yes.
So she has converted to Christianity. How does one explain such visions and such claims?
You see, these visions can be the product of human psyche, human thoughts, human views, etc. And such visions which relate to such vital issues as to one's fate and one's future after death must not be made on such trivial evidence of such dreams. Such dreams must have an internal evidence of truth in themselves. Otherwise, if you start taking decisions on this, some psychic persons see that in dreams that you should murder somebody, you should do this act of violence to someone. So if such acts are permissible and promote such actions following such dreams, then the whole order of things will go topsy-turvy. Particularly in relation to important issues of life and death, of redemption or condemnation to eternal wrath of Allah, such decisions must not be based on such flimsy evidence as having seen a dream. But if you are otherwise convinced of the truth of a religion and you want further mental and mental support from Allah, then these dreams can play a very important role, of course. For instance, some people get convinced through their study of the truth of Islam or Ahmadiyyat, the true Islam, when they have done everything and yet they do not find courage in their hearts, that final strength to take the vital leap. Only in such cases Hadhrat Mirza Tahir has advised istikhara, and Hadhrat Mirza assures us that after ordinary satisfaction, if you need special help from Allah, then you do istikhara, then Allah will give you help. Otherwise, this issue is not dependable, because some people who are inimical to Ahmadiyyat, who are determined not to accept Ahmadiyyat, they sometimes tell you that they did istikhara and God led them away from Ahmadiyyat. There will be the counter evidence of those who are more pious in general terms and good people who see very clear-cut dreams where they are led to Ahmadiyyat. So, putting everything in balance, what would be the corollary, what would be the natural inference you draw from this? Naturally, one has to be very cautious on these things. Otherwise, just by the chance of a dream, you will be either led to heaven or to hell. So, such flimsy evidence of a chance dream should not be taken seriously in that regard. Further prayer is required, further investigation is required. Again, when Jesus Christ said, be a Christian, what did he mean? What is Christianity? Did he advise her to become a Paulian Christian? Or an Arian Christian? Or Christian of a Catholic Christian, or a Roman or Protestant Christian, and so on and so forth? When he said be Christian, it means be the Christian who Jesus was. And what Jesus was, that has yet to be determined. So if you study further and find out what Jesus was, then you are bound to reach the conclusion that he was a monotheist. He believed in one eternal God. He never asked people to worship him. Not in a single instance did he ever tell anyone to bow, to prostrate before him and to worship him. So if that is the type of Christianity she has accepted, then it is good, but it is only the first step towards the truth. Such true Christianity is bound to lead to Islam ultimately. This is the second question you have asked. Now Raja Zafar Sahib.
Assalamu alaikum, Hazur. Hazur, I have got two questions, but I want to put in this question in Urdu.
One? Okay.
पहला सवाल हजूर ये है कि हम नमाज अल्लाह ताला के हजूर पढ़ते हैं, लेकिन अतायात में बैठते हैं तो अस्सलामु अलैका अय्युहन नबियो कहते हैं.
You see, the change of a person from third to second and second to third does not always indicate that when you are addressing somebody in third person, he is away and distant from you. Nor does it indicate that when you address someone in the second person, he is present before you. This is only a style of speech which I'll explain further with reference to your own regular practice in Urdu. Sometimes somebody is standing before you and you